Technically Speaking Live, back in the house, 9 p.m. Wednesday. New Ecamm Live software. I think we're live. It
might be.
Says we're probably live.
Allegedly.
I think we are. Allegedly, we are.
I got the notification on.
You got the notification that we're good? I think we are. We are live. Welcome. Technically Speaking Live. We are back in the house. We are 1 week away. Today's a big day. Kinda. It is somebody's 25th birthday. Someone's 25th birthday is today. We're going to talk about it. 1 week from today is the arguably greatest day on any calendar, any year, every single time. 10-4.
Well, at least for the last 45 years.
It's a little high, but I'll let you have it. But it's a big deal. 1 week from today, we got some stuff happening. Once again, AI is consuming the entire world. These boys actually had a chance to hear of just a gem of my new now professional AI voice. So for the folks that are on right now in the chat, I need you to type something that you would like my AI voice to say.
Let's keep it.
PG-13.
Wow.
Yeah, real PG-13 if we can.
We're not going full boombox.
Yeah,
let's something and he'll read it.
Yeah,
on
let's
air.
don't do that. Let's not do that.
That's for the.
We're not going to do that. My dude's over there just catching strays. He didn't even do anything. He's just catching strays.
He talked about that on the last show.
I know, but my God, he didn't have to just warm up to it. Anyway, we're going to go around the horn. Go to the small bubble in the middle. Stats. How you been the last 2 weeks, bud?
Well, it's been an interesting couple of weeks on the Buckeye front. We had, I think we all had somewhere between minor and major heart attacks last Saturday.
Fantastic. That's right.
What a game. What a game.
It was quite fantastic. The best part is I thought we had outgrown this as a society, but I was over at our friend Justin's house watching the game, and it was a very nice night, so we had all the doors and windows open, and evidently our YouTube TV stream of the game was anywhere
20
from,
seconds.
Ours was closer to 30 seconds behind live, and we could hear people around the neighborhood going nuts when the game ended, and Justin and I just looked at each other, kind of shrugged, and then watched it happen live on television.
Yep. I mean, what can you do? What can you do?
Same. Yeah,
There's not much you can do.
Same.
It was great. It was great. But other than that, I'm doing great. We're really getting into fall weather here in Columbus. I haven't turned on my air conditioning or my heat in weeks. I am saving so much money, and it's a great day in the 1% studios.
Jesus, you just want to take over the whole show? My God. Just kidding.
That was good.
You let me go first.
I mean, it's his show now. That was good.
Good God. Welcome back to Technically Speaking Stats. Boombox, how you been the last 2 weeks, bud?
Life is a bowl of sweet, sweet fruit, my friends. After we beat Notre Dame, I too was watching on via YouTube TV, running on an iPad Pro, streaming wirelessly to a Google Chromecast that was hooked to the HDMI input of a $150 terrible projector in my backyard, projecting on the screen, and it was magnificent. But I too could hear the cheers of everyone else around us. Life is good, you know. Kids are good. Kids are healthy. We're in full fall sports.
Good night. Yep.
And every day, hour to hour in my calendar.
So we got fall sports over here. Last 2 weeks have been crazy. A lot of travel for myself. Been to Houston. Had good Tex-Mex. Had great food. Houston, great food. Love it. Amazing Tex-Mex down in Houston. Too hot. It was 96 degrees down there. It was 88 degrees at 10 p.m. Nope. That's dumb hot. That's just stupid. That's stupid hot. It was no wind. I don't think Houston believes in the wind. It was just awful.
They don't have that.
And then I took my oldest to a water polo tournament in Cincinnati, Ohio. Not a fan of Cincinnati, literally at all.
Did you eat
Skyline?
Gold Star?
Gold Star? No. Skyline? The worst. Okay, let's just get it clear here. Skyline, if it fell off the face of the earth tomorrow, I would openly weep tears of joy. Openly. It is
What is the key
arguably
ingredient?
the worst fast food restaurant. It's fast cash, the worst. Whoever decided to go, you know what I'm going to make? I'm going to make this chili, but make it sweeter, should be punched in the throat.
A little
Right
bit
in
of
the
chocolate
throat.
and cinnamon in it. Isn't that it?
There's definitely cinnamon. I don't know
So
if they're still doing the chocolate.
stupid. God, just right in the throat. Who does that? You
And then you
chili
run it
is
over a bed of spaghetti
yeah. You know what I want? Spaghetti with chili on it.
with
No.
pillowy soft
And then
cheddar,
cheddar cheese and
You- they-
onions.
They literally ruined chili.
sounds
They
so good.
ruined
I'm gonna go out and eat
spaghetti.
this right now.
They
gonna have this
ruined
after this show.
coney dogs. Like you don't have to. You could literally put
So good.
canned like Hormel chili dog sauce on a hot dog, and it would be fine. But then they're like, you know what? We want to screw that up too. Skyline has managed to do that. They've literally ruined spaghetti, hot dogs, and chili, and I don't even know how they're still in business.
Some people like it.
Who?
It's
Do you?
It's delicious. I love it. It's delicious.
Look,
I
tried.
I almost
your-
dropped the F-bomb because I could not. I am
I-
beside myself right now.
Well,
Do
and-
not feel great after I eat it, so
Well, no,
I
of
avoid it
course
like
not.
the plague. No,
It's just like spending $20 at Taco Bell. You're going to regret it for the rest of the week. But
might be
Michael
worse.
Secret
Might
says
be worse.
spaghetti with
Might be
chili.
worse.
Yeah, spaghetti with chili better than spaghetti with mayo. False.
that's
Great
what I was
point.
going to bring
False.
up.
No.
Boombox. I don't know if you ever went back and watched our mayo spaghetti episode. As Scott will agree, and he did congratulate it for me, I will eat just about anything anybody puts in front of me. I am a very adventurous eater, and I have no problem with Skyline. I have had much better conies in other locations, in other
Literally
times.
anywhere. You could get it from a gas station, and it would be better than Skyline. Look, folks, I will go on this hill. If you like Skyline chili, no.
Well,
Minus.
I know what I'm bringing over for your 41st birthday party.
Fine. I will throw it in the trash. You should just give me the $5 or $10 bill right now. I will light it on fire in front of you.
I wasn't bringing it for you. I'm just gonna have it
I might
here
go-
and make you
I might
smell
go
it
after
while
the sh-
I eat it.
I might go after the show and eat it. No,
You're not. There's no
I'm
way.
hungry.
Live
I'm very
stream.
hungry.
No way.
TikTok.
No way. Folks in the comments are coming after me with this mayo stuff. I get it. I get it. It's easy target. It is a absolutely easy target. But I will tell you, good Lord, Mike, I remember the mayo spaghetti episode. It was a good episode. It was good.
It was a good
We
episode.
should probably bring that back, honestly.
Well,
I'm going to send some to Scott.
we can.
Boombox, I'm bringing it. It's got a tang to it. It's got a little tang, like a little wow to it. You wouldn't even know.
We did go a little overboard with the sodium, but that can be rectified.
Sodium?
Yes.
Did we though?
We made the mistake of going with garlic salt
Oh, it's perfect.
as opposed to just garlic powder because there was enough salt in it to begin with.
Gotta have a little more salt. Gotta have to. If you were trying to drink a gallon of water after eating some mayo spaghetti, you did it right. You did it right. Throw a little Pepsi on there.
I already-
Ooh!
I already drink a gallon of water a day. I don't
Woo!
need any more.
I'll tell you what. Kevin Yanantuno says, from Delaware, Ohio, represent. Moved to Cincinnati, hate the city. 100%. Cincinnati, follow up. Give it to Kentucky. Bye.
I mean, half of it is
Deuces.
in Kentucky.
You don't even have a real airport. Cincinnati. It's in Kentucky. You can't even have nice things. Look, Cleveland has a burning river and an airport in the city. You can't even have one in the freaking state that you're in.
Cleveland actually has two, but go off.
Just look, I'm all wound up now. We even talked about picks. We're 10 minutes into the show, and it's just been me bitching and moaning about
food.
Cincinnati being a stupid city and having stupid chili. Whew. Oof, tell you what, pull it back, Scott. Help me out here, bro. Help me out. Tech
Guess
Reedy
who's
says
25?
Yeah.
Google is 25 years old
Google is
today.
There we go.
25.
Google is 25 years old today.
That is
Now,
right.
I don't know if you know what that means. Most times, 25-year-old gets a break on their car insurance and can finally rent a car without a parent.
It is
Okay.
fun. If you bring up google.com, you can see
The doodle
the animated
for today?
transformation. The doodle today is a fun
I actually haven't done that yet.
I will do it right now.
update, one by one, of all of the varied logos. Very varied, but if you bring up google.com, you can see it. It'll go through the entire
Oh, and it has little
array.
confetti falling down the
it
screen.
does.
That's special.
Well,
This is
look at
such
that.
good content.
That is good content. Hey guys,
good.
listen
If
to
only we
us
could
watch
show it,
other
yeah.
things.
That's right.
Great
If only we could show
content, you
It's
big
fine.
idiots. Hey, listen to our podcast as we look at something you
On the
can't
screen.
see on screen. And then tomorrow when you listen to it, you're not going to see jack shit because
If
the
only we
website
had-
will completely change.
If only
Hey,
we could screen share in this software. I know. Thanks, Ecamm.
I thought we could do that.
we
I thought that was-
absolutely can. He just made a dick.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, I
Hold on a
why you're
minute.
not- you just
Why are you not
show
doing
them what
it?
we're talking about? Do I
Well,
have-
he's not doing it because his screen share device is an iPad, and
No, it's not. You shut your hole. Right here it is. Look
There
at
it
the top of
is.
the screen.
Zoom in a
Look
little
at
bit.
that.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Smooth
It's all
frame
little-
rate, no less.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
Google 25. But can we, if I hit refresh, will it do it again?
It'll start.
Hey,
over by
look at
itself. You don't even have
that.
to
There it
refresh.
is.
It'll
Good
go
content.
forever.
This is great. Look, I'm surprised there's still people watching the show. This is stupid.
Oh, man.
God, we're dumb.
This is what they came for.
This is what they came for. Good God, just pegging it now. They're like, hey, you want to see a real good podcast? Come over to these clowns. They're showing you google.com. Good content. Great content. Look at this search engine. Whoa. Mind
Can you
blowing.
bring up Ask Jeeves?
What does Ask Jeeves look like? GeoCities and Angel Fire. GeoCities and Angel Fire.
Bring up
All right.
Lycos. All right.
Let's talk about the thing 7 days from now. We are going to then
Willie
talk
Mays
about
Hayes' birthday.
Willie Mays Hayes' birthday. It'll be my birthday.
Rutherford
Once again,
B. Hayes'
it's Rutherford
Rutherford
B. Hayes' birthday.
AKA Willie Mays
Arguably
Hayes.
one of the worst presidents in the history of the world. From Delaware, Ohio. Fun fact about Delaware, Ohio.
A lot of Delaware references tonight.
A lot of Delaware references. Delaware, Ohio, in their infinite wisdom, decided not to keep the president's home that he grew up in. No. What did Delaware, Ohio do? They tore it down for a BP station. True story.
That'd have been a real great opportunity for you to pay Paradise and put up a parking lot.
Hold on.
Put up a British
Stephen
Petroleum.
Colbert, way back in the day of The Daily Show, absolutely went to the BP gas station and did a segment from there talking about how this was the Snickers bar that Rutherford B. Hayes could have touched or talked about.
That's
True story.
fantastic.
If you Google it, it will come up. It's probably on YouTube. I want you guys to know that
Google Doc.
if you go to google.com, I want you guys to know that Google being 25 years old makes all of us extremely old.
Yeah.
We are all older than Google
Yes.
By a number of years.
by a number of years. Let's talk about Pixel
Something
8.
other than Google.
Nope, we're going back to Google, baby.
No,
Google
right
Pixel
back.
8 Pro, right back to Google. Big time. That is exactly what we're doing. Early Google Pixel 8 Pro hands-on shows the hardware improvements that we've been waiting for. So I will tell you, there's a cowboy on the screen right now. Don't know why. Mint Mobile, because of course it's Ryan Reynolds. This show. We are finally getting. This show's a disaster. It's just a disaster. Good God. Get it together.
I got a babysitter for this.
Basically, we have seen everything as it relates to the Google Pixel 8. And I got to tell you,
Not leaving anything
Keep
to the
leaking.
imagination.
it's just going to leak. It is just a sieve of information. Leading up to the event, there are some hands-on photos that are out there. Besides the photo that Google actually put up of itself, it's showing off a flat display now, which, by the way, huge fan of. Huge fan of a flat display. Do not like curved displays as much. I'll tolerate it, but a flat display is preferred.
That's right.
Slim bezels and rounded edges. The rounded edges, I'm not sure if you like it. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Showing off some photos. Here is a photo from I don't know where.
Wow. Iceland.
There.
What is
Sure.
that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That is what it looks like. Looks like pretty standard with the pinhole at the top for the camera, but on the back, let's go ahead and zoom in that a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong way.
Oh, it just zooms in the
Nope,
ads. Yeah,
that's the
good.
zooming in the ads. That's perfect.
Thank you,
Oh,
Android Police.
awesome.
All right. Yep.
That's just fantastic. Look at that. Look at this photo
Mm.
from Vietnam. No,
Yep.
that's just zooming in the
I
ads.
was so close. I was close with Iceland. I mean, they're like right beside each other.
I mean, give or take. Not sure
just
I'm
use
feeling
your
that.
Sharpie.
Like, I like the. I do enjoy the fact that they're keeping the same style visor at the top. Full disclosure, I don't know if I like that one. I still think the Pixel 6 Pro is probably the best looking one. Which
I got it right
is here.
Or you can splash me on the screen.
I got it. It's this one right here. In my opinion, this is probably the move. I like the straight, just black across. This is not bad. As you'll notice, it has a matte type finish, which I think is a big deal. Finally, we get that matte finish, which I'm really, really excited about. Obviously, we're going to see some a new tensor chip. So that's a big one. And we're going to see a ton of different types of like bells and whistles. There's this weird, creepy, artificial face one we're going to talk about in a little bit. I got to ask a question. At that point, what's a photo? Like, we're getting into that phase where we're like, what's a photo of what's actually generated content? But we're seeing that the Pixel 8 will probably get a $100 price jump, although the Pixel Pro, I've heard, is going to stay the same. So I've heard it's going to stay, what is that, $899?
I think so.
I think it was $899.
It's a great price point.
So now there is one big friend of the show, Justin. He's been mentioned a few times. He is actively switching to Pixel. If you can get almost everything, Boombox, I once again come back to you. Is this something that's going to tickle your fancy? Rumored camera upgrades, faster aperture. Are you going to make that switch?
7 years of
Does
support.
this look like now? You've been that nothing phone guy. You like the nothing phone. Does this phone tickle that itch?
It's a tickle
that itch?
So awkward.
How do I say yes to that? In
Welcome
any
to
super fashion?
Malapropisms with Scott Peachy.
I don't even know what that word means that you just said.
Wow, I don't even. Where am
It's my 4-syllable word of the week.
There we go. Had to
you
sneak
go.
one in.
If
Sneaking
ism is
one in
two-
there.
If ism is 2 syllables, though, that's really a 5. You got a
Okay, it's my
pentasyllable.
5-syllable word of the week.
It's a pentasyllable, yes. No, it doesn't tickle any itch I have. I love that they are claiming like the big change this year is symmetrical bezels. Explain to me, help me, Peachy, understand why a symmetric. What is the symmetric? What was asymmetrical bezels in the past? Do you know what that is? I mean, was that-
Bigger top, bottom, sides. So you would have a bigger top, bigger bottom.
Forehead or chin.
Yeah, forehead,
something like
chin, sides. So like
Gotcha,
now they're
love
saying,
it.
oh no, hang on a minute. It's all
I
one
prefer a bigger bottom. I know.
fat bottom
but-
girls. Make the rock and roll go round. I'm gonna take me out tonight.
You couldn't tell just by looking at him that Scott Peachy's running on not very much sleep this
No,
week.
God, no.
And a lot of Diet Mountain Dew.
A lot of Diet Mountain Dew. I don't
I
drink
will
Red Bull
say-
though. So.
If I had an itch that had to be tickled, it might be that they are rumored to be throwing in a free watch.
Glad
Pixel.
you
Is
bring
that
that
true?
up.
That's
Is
what's
this
It
being
is.
reported.
Rumor on the street says that right now that they will throw in a free Pixel Watch 2, which we can talk about the Pixel Watch 2 when you're buying
Yeah.
an 8 Pro. But again, a big one. What?
This article, the one from Gizmodo,
Yeah.
says either the 8 or the 8 Pro
So-
could get a Pixel Watch 2.
Okay, so rumor on the street now is that a Pixel 8 or a Pixel 8 Pro could get you a Pixel Watch 2. Now, I have been rocking a Pixel Watch 1 since they came out. It's upstairs on the charger right now. But I wear it all the time. I wear it to bed. It tracks my sleep. I love it. It's not a big watch. It is not a big watch. And it got absolutely crushed last year because it's just I think it's a 41 millimeter watch. It's not very large. So for a big,
small, yeah.
like a big fat guy like me, it looks weird. It looks like I have a quarter on my wrist. It's just weird looking, right? It's great. It
41
works well.
millimeters.
What did you say?
41 millimeters, you're right.
41 millimeters. Look at that. I know my stuff a little bit. But I would say that if you have a Pixel 5, you absolutely, in my opinion, are going to upgrade to the 8. Like, to me, it makes a lot of sense
Sure.
for you to upgrade to the 8. Pixel 6, Pixel 6 Pro, I would argue that it's still a good upgrade as well, given you're going from Gen 1 Tensor to Gen 3. Inevitably, they are still going to make some upgrades. But the big thing right here, and again, not only do you get the free watch, we'll talk about the benefits of the free watch because they own Fitbit. A big redesign of the Fitbit app came out in the past week. But this right here, 7 years of support. 7. That is enormous. That could arguably be, if we're talking 7 years, that's at least 6 new full Android OS updates. I think that's how it would be. 7 years, because you wouldn't get 7 out of 7.
Correct.
Because you would have 14. So if you get 6, you could get all the way to Android 20.
Well, and the other thing I think that 7 years does is it helps amateurize the price point. You know,
Good.
The Pixel 8, just the standard, is going to be $700.
So
You can talk a lot of people into, well, this phone is guaranteed to get the latest and greatest updates.
Hold
You're
on.
only spending $100 a year.
I don't disagree with you, but it's promised 7 full years of security updates. There's a huge distinction there. 7 years of security updates. By the way, still great. 7 years of security updates is very, very good.
You can still probably force most of the OS updates.
A lot of people will because and if you go look at any type of, God, I can't remember the name of the website I used to frequent all the time. It's a forums.
Side loaders.
Lycos.com.
Lycos? I don't think I'm going to go to that. I don't think I want to do that.
Remember Lycos?
No, I don't remember Lycos.
Amazing
But I would be
security.
interested to know how many full OS upgrades you're going to get. So if you get 7 years of security updates, what was it last year? Did they say that the Pixel 7 gets 3 major OS upgrades?
I'll find it.
Because XDA, thank you, Malcontent. That, for the love of God, I could not think of that. Jesus, thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. But that's my guess is if they could give you 5?
That's what they said. The 7
5
was
major
getting,
OS?
was getting 5 years of software support, which is 3 years of OS
There we
updates
go.
and 5 of security.
3 of OS, 5 of security. I think you got to go to at least 4, if not 5 OSs and 7 security. If you do that, you're right. You're real close to Apple. I still don't think you're as good, but you're real close to Apple. Like then you're fully baked into, in my opinion, the Google ecosystem.
Yeah.
For something like that. Now, rumor on the street, depending on what article you read, the Tensor G3 is still going to be somewhat problematic when it comes to thermals, somewhat problematic when it comes to the radios, meaning that the Pixel 8 will potentially be troubled again with less than optimal thermals and less than optimal radios, meaning your 5G won't be as strong. Not that it takes it's bad, it's just lesser than the Samsung, lesser than the iPhone. So, but we'll see.
I don't know. The iPhone's been having some thermal issues of its own.
The iPhone 15 has had some thermal issues. Runs a little hot under the collar. A little hot in here.
A little hand warmer.
Take off all your clothes. Wow.
Next topic.
Stats, you're on a 6. Are you
I'm on a 6
upgrading?
Pro.
You upgrading?
If you get the watch, if you get the multicolored watch bands they're offering as well. I believe the watch has come in silver, black, champagne, silver, or polished silver / porcelain. And some new band options. If they throw in the watch, would you do it?
The 8 would be tempting.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I could justify the 8 Pro with it being $200 more expensive.
Is it $200?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was $799.
It's $899.
The Pro is $899.
Yeah.
I thought the $799 was just the 8.
No, it's $699.
Oh, okay.
Which is $100 more expensive than the baseline 7 was.
Got it.
So,
okay.
I don't know. It's a possibility. I could see myself doing the entry level 8, but we'll see.
Really, you've never really cared too much. Like, it puts out enough good photos with the 8 that it just.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
for the photos that I take and what I do with them, which is store them on the cloud and go back and look at them every once in a while. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not a photographer by any means. I don't do a ton of editing. The only editing I really do is within the camera app, and sometimes Snapseed, is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, if there's a photo I really like, but even then, half the time I'm hanging out with you, and I'll point something out to you like that,
and then I'll take that
feather that we found on the golf trip, and I'll let you take the photo.
Which came out dope. Pixelpia did bring up a good point about Android 14. You can now use your phone as a webcam, and it works flawlessly or perfect. She said, "I'll take the same thing," and I have heard that. It's a lot like what Apple does with their iPhones when it's close to, another Mac or another Apple device. It will basically ping the device to say, "Hey, do you want to use this as a webcam?" With the Android right now, it's QPR1 beta or something like that. You can use that as a webcam, but you'll have to just plug it in USB to USB-C. Great. I like that. I will tell you that the iPhone, when it's close to my Mac and I have eCam up like we do now, it just like, hey, do you want to connect? And it connects, and it annoys the piss out of me. I love the idea that in Android 14, I have the choice. Like, I have to make the cognitive choice to do it, and I love that. Love that. So she says it needs to be USB, which in my opinion it should be. I want to make the choice to make it a webcam. So the phone that Stats cracked, I will be loading Android 14 beta on it, and it will become my webcam basically for work when I'm working outside or whatever. So, okay. Pixel Watch 2. Stats, you have always steadfastly said that you are not a smart watch wearer.
Correct.
Does the Pixel Watch move the needle for you at all?
The only needle that it moves for me is I'm glad they're continuing to innovate, because it keeps them in the game. It keeps them thinking about, what's next from a wearable standpoint and integration. But it's not something that I'm passionate about because, as I have expressed on the show many times before, I already spend too much time on my devices during the day, and having that constant notification on my wrist, I feel I'm staring at an even smaller screen, watching my eyes go bad, and then it's going to cause me to pick up my phone even more. So, I understand why people like them. I understand the great uses they can do, especially in the health space. They can be really vital for a lot of different segments of society. It's just not something that tickles my itch right now.
Interesting. So here's another article that I found to be pretty interesting. I'm going to flip back to it because this article has that's not what I want to talk about, heartburn. That's not what I want to talk about.
Heartburn? Okay.
It was a heartburn ad. This right here has very specific language that has a lot of meaning. The Pixel 8 series is rumored to receive 7 years of OS security and feature drops. That is a huge statement. Now, again, grain of salt, 7 days from now, we're going to actually figure this out. So 7 days from now, we'll talk about the Pixel 8 again, because of course we will. Because at that point, we will have all the facts. But if you're going to push out 7 years of OS security and feature drops, you have got to have a tremendous amount of faith in that Tensor G3 chip. You've got to be truly dedicated, because that is a whole other level. And if that's the case, are we now getting to the point where we're seeing Google take a much more Apple-like approach to their updates, which should start to close that gap between Google and Apple? As a matter of fact, another thing that we learned, and I don't think I have the ad pulled up, but I know that I have it over here. Google was actually the only smartphone brand that didn't shrink in North America in Q2. Mm-hmm. The only smartphone brand. Are we turning that corner, and is Pixel 8 kind of pushing it over? They have an opportunity, in my opinion, right now, if what we're looking at is true. If we're looking at all the data points, Google being the only smartphone brand in Q2 that didn't shrink in North America. We know North America is dominated by Apple. We're now seeing Google come out saying, hey, you want to go Pixel 8? I'm going to give you a watch. Whether you do an 8 or an 8 Pro, I'm going to give you a watch. Let's hit you with the watch. Let's do this. I'm actually going to give you significant upgraded hardware. Okay, we're going to talk about that. I know we talked about it. I've been hinting about it a little bit. We're going to give you larger capacity batteries. I'm going to give you 7 years of operating OS updates, security updates, and feature drops, which are usually once a quarter. That is a lot of updates. On top of that, one of the biggest gripes has been the brightness of Google's screens. The Pixel 8 is going to address that. They're going to go from 1,600 nits in the Pixel 7 Pro.
That was the word of the last show.
The nits, yeah, to 2,400 nits. That's real. I believe the iPhone, the new one, is right around that same area. And iPhones look beautiful in the sun for the most part. They really do. I burned through the battery, but they look really good in the sun. Are we to the point where Google's kind of tipping the scales a little bit?
Peak outdoor brightness of the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus is 2,000 nits.
Yeah, so now the rumored right now is the Pixel 8. The Pixel 8 will have a 6.2-inch AMOLED panel capable of reaching 2,000 nits, with the Pixel Pro having an LTPO panel up to 2,400 nits. Now, there's trade-offs because you got a heat problem then. But does this flip the script a little bit for Google?
I think it absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea of pushing the envelope for them of the OS security and feature drop updates, because I think that's the key to not only getting people into the ecosystem, but hanging on to them in the ecosystem. So you can make the argument, all right, next Wednesday, give me $900 for the Pixel 8 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you a watch, and we guarantee that your phone will be quote unquote brand new, at least for the OS or the software, for 7 full years.
That's wild.
That is bonkers.
That's wild. We're in the Apple territory at that point in terms of updates, because Apple gives updates to their iPhones for a long time. 7 years, I think. One app, like an iPhone 6, it was something crazy. They got some crazy amount of updates on an iPhone. Now, BoomBox, we're talking a lot about pixels right now. Normally, this doesn't scratch an itch or move a needle for you. Make anything tickle. Make it wiggle a little bit. I don't know. All this pixel talk, am I Are we kind of wearing on you a little bit?
You guys are constantly wearing on me. It's fine, but for me, it's more of an issue of, I think what's being ignored here that might move the Google needle or, you know, feather your itch or itch your
Wiggle.
tickles. I don't know. Yeah. Wiggle your tickles. I don't know what's going on here, but it's the price point for me. The fact that you could get a Pixel
Okay.
8 for $699, when all we've talked about over the last few weeks is $1,200 to $1,800 price points for most of these new gadgets, and you're talking about $699. You're promising 7 years, and you're probably going to throw in a wearable.
Yep.
Right? That is a huge swing, and you're going to guarantee people that, well, you're going to claim to guarantee that it will work on future software updates and, for 7 years. I think it totally moves the needle. I think by now Google and Google phones and the Google Pixel is a known brand in North America. It's proven itself as a reliable piece of hardware. It's proven itself as reliable software, apps, everything. I think $699 is an absolute steal. They still sell iPhone SEs for that price, and the fact that you could get an 8, a Pixel 8 is, I think it's a huge get. I think that the camera is amazing at that price point, and it's just going to work. So, I think it absolutely is. The Pro, I think though, is actually $100 more than even you thought, Stats. I think it's $999.
Oh, I thought it
And
was
so
$899.
is it
Well,
is it $899 or is it?
I've heard both.
Of the 6 articles we had about the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro in the show notes, I've seen both. That the $899 for the Pro will hold from last year, and that the base model will go up $100. But then I also saw a different article that said both of them are going up $100. But even then, you're getting a brand new phone with a brand new chip and a brand new wearable and 7 years. That's still, even $1,000 at that point. That's still phenomenal value for the market segment that the Pixel is in.
Now, Michael does bring a good point in the comments, though. It talks about, will the updates come on time? Google has been on a bit of a, while I agree, Google's been on a good heater for a while. One of the things that they've gone ice cold with is timely updates. They've got to get them out. They cannot continue to if they say it's supposed to come out the first or second Monday of the month, they got to hit it. They've got to hit that thing. I get it. I fully understand and appreciate the difficulty behind it. Don't get me wrong. But you got to be timely with it. You can promise and promise and promise. You got to deliver in a timely factor.
So just to be clear, are we grading Google on them not meeting their self-imposed deadlines, or are we grading Google against what other carriers do with
their
updates?
imposed deadlines?
Okay.
They say that. Yeah,
Just
no, I get it.
Want to make sure we're comparing.
Yeah,
apples
no.
to
If you
apples
get
here.
it from Google, it's one thing. But if you're hampered by your carrier, that's a different story.
Yeah.
And he's right. Samsung has been actually beating them at their own game. They've got to kind of flip that a little bit and say, yeah, no, you know what? I got to get back onto this. And I do think that the Pixel 8 does have the ability to really start to, they've already started to move the needle with the Pixel series. I see way more Pixels in the wild than I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Way more. And people that I would not expect to have a Pixel have them. I see a lot of older folks, is usually the best way I can describe that, have Pixels. I'm not alienating. I'm just saying,
Previous
ageist,
generations.
bro. Yeah.
oh, here we go.
Wow.
Normally, they get iPhones. Folks of a certain generation get an iPhone because some of their children get iPhones or their grandchildren get iPhones, and they FaceTime, and
So
it makes
boomers,
it's an easy connection to their family, which I get it. But I'm seeing a lot more folks of a certain generational type have Pixels, and that surprises me a little bit. I now realize how big of an asshole I sound. I literally sound like a huge a-hole.
It's
It's
fine.
not what
You
I
could-
meant.
You could
It
call
was just
them boomers. You could call young people renters. It's fine. But I
I do,
think
but the other problem is on the flip side, I see a lot of younger people. They definitely have iPhones. Like Apple has got them hooked by a long shot.
I think the fact that so many people have a Google login now, I think people are more prone to move to
Right.
their hardware. They have a Google account, they have a YouTube account, they have a Gmail account, they have
Mm-hmm.
all of the above. It's all linked together anyways. And to your earlier point about what they're going to bundle, what they're going to throw in, they're not just promising bundled hardware. They're talking about bundled software as well. So what they're
Right.
Mm-hmm.
supposed to announce next week is you get Google One Premium, you get YouTube Premium, you get Fitbit Premium. So if they're going to, if they're going to make a push to move that needle, tickle your wiggles, wiggle your feather, I don't know what's going on at this point, but if you bundle in all of your top tier premium, subscription models in there as well, in addition to the Pixel Watch 2. I mean,
Now hold on, Pixel Pia. I was not picking on you, Pixel Pia. You know that I got nothing but love for you. She said one thing that we always end up talking about here on Wednesdays, in one way or another, is age. You're not wrong. It's not like it's not a targeted thing. I love people of all ages. I've
It's
literally dug a
because
hole so
it's-
deep
Yeah,
that I
you're-
cannot.
It's because
I'm
Peachy-
You're starting to sink into
Peachy's-
the ground.
yeah.
Peachy's entering a different class of age next week. That's the issue. It's really just, it's weighing heavy on his mind.
I've been in my 40s, homie.
Yeah, he's now
I
officially
thought he was
no.
going to be 50 this year.
over
Oh, okay.
40 this year.
No, over.
There you go.
Um,
Well, at any
So-
rate, I think it's worth the investment. I do. I think a Pixel 8, if they throw in a watch, they throw in Google One Premium, YouTube Premium, Fitbit Premium.
think about this.
You have it all.
Michael Secret Tech. He works at AT&T. By the way, Michael Secret, if you have AT&T, that's your dude. Hit him up. That's your guy. Flat out, that's the dude you want to go to. Besides that, he says you've noticed a lot of older people getting Pixels, at least at AT&T, because the big reason is the price. The 7A has been $2 for 9 months, he says. It just was raised to $5 a month a few weeks ago. $5 a month get you 7A.
For a phone that's
Great.
a year old.
Not even. 7A came out this year.
Right.
Great device. 7A is a great device. Takes some amazing stills too. I don't know. That's just a kind of a weird thing. And you're right. They did start to bundle some of their software. One thing I didn't pull up, but we'll talk about it here, is Google is allegedly going to an all-in-one subscription from Google. Now, the all-in-one subscription for this particular one would be 2 terabytes of Google Cloud storage plus Nest Aware. So if you are like me, I do have 2 terabytes, $10 a month. Nest Aware, $8 a month. Rumor on the Street, that's $18 plus tax. Rumor on the Street, they might push that to $12 to $15. Save a couple bucks a month. I'm going to take it. You bundle that in with a couple other things. If let's say the Pixel 8 or the 8 Pro comes with Fitbit Premium for 6 months because they give you that watch, you're going to start to like the Fitbit Premium. I have been a Fitbit Premium user. I am a paid user of Fitbit Premium. They just did a huge remodel of the app. It is phenomenal. It is a great app. I really enjoy seeing how poor my sleep is. I literally have the data points to see how just shitty my sleep is.
You know, there's something you could do about that.
Sleep?
Get more sleep.
We try.
Is there anything else that you're excited about at this Made by Google an event next week? Are you a Google Nest guy? I know there's some updates coming there. They're supposed to have like a new doorbell. Is there anything else that you're excited about at this event?
So for me, it's about the big ones, obviously the headset or the handsets, right? Like I want to know what those devices, because that is something that we use every single day. Same thing with the watch. I'm more intrigued not about the watch hardware. I'm more intrigued about what is Fitbit going to, like, what changes is that going to do to the app that help me achieve my goals, right? Like, you just saw it earlier this week. OpenAI developed a partnership with Whoop. So now they've embedded the Chat GPT within Whoop as your personal trainer. How's Fitbit going to overcome that? Because in Fitbit Premium, you have access to, videos and training plans and things like that. Like, how do you make my life a little bit better? Again, software game, right? Less about the hardware. Tell me how you're going to make my life a little bit easier. Are you going to do things because there's going to be new sensors in the watches or with the existing Pixel Watch? Are you going to read something from a sensor perspective in my wrist to, tell me something? Perfect example I'd heard a rumor was in the Pixel 2, it was going to have certain type of sensors that would say, oh, you seem stressed. And then it would send you a notification to do something to reduce your stress. That's software.
Your watch is going to be going off constantly.
Yeah, I know, right? Just constantly. It's just going to be on fire on my wrist, really. You should probably just not do whatever you're doing ever again. But to me, that, again, how are you going to improve my life? How are you going to help me from a software perspective? I want to see what it's going to do. Another big one for me is we're getting into that creepy AI photo video thing, allegedly with the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro. You now will have the ability to modify the video by which you take. You will be able to highlight a subject, move the subject to the center of the photo frame, and then also magic erase everybody around you. Also, another creepy one, if you're a family and you start to take a bunch of photos or you're on a carousel or whatever, and somebody's looking over here, somebody's looking over there, they make a really stupid face, you now have the ability to AI generate a face that looks at the camera.
Stop.
All of that is happening next week. All of that's going to come out.
Next Wednesday's show.
Next Wednesday's show is going to be, yeah, because we're going to talk about basically there's Magic Eraser for audio.
Yep,
that's what I've heard about that. Like, so they are going all in on the AI stuff, but I still think there's one key miss, and I don't know if they're going to do it, because now you're starting to see OpenAI's ChatGPT be embedded in a whole bunch of things. Whoop. Now you have a personalized trainer. You're feeding it your health data, which I don't recommend, but you're getting feedback from Whoop on your personalized data from a training perspective. So tell me, what's Google Bard going to do? Are we going to embed Google Assistant and Bard together? If Google Bard is currently behind ChatGPT's GPT-4, but Project Gemini from Google says it's even stronger than GPT-4, where's that going to do that? How do I get that in my phone? How do I enact the Google Bard experience into my personal device? Those are some of the questions that I think we need to see. And I doubt we're going to see it in the event from Made by Google. We're just not going to see it.
Yeah, I mean, there haven't been any leaks about Bard related to the event. But
look at all the breadcrumbs of AI that they're generating in the devices. They're changing photos. They've already done it with Magic Eraser. They're now changing video. They're changing audio. They're removing or adding these things. The ability to modify on the device all of these things to modify your audio, your video, your content. What are we doing between the Google Assistant and the Bard? Because you have such a wonderful opportunity, and we're close. Because what you did now on Google Bard, you can opt in to some of the extensions on Bard, and you can go and it will search your Gmail, your calendar, and your Drive and give you results based off your stuff. Trust me, tried it, totally works. Matter of fact, it works so good. Last week I did it before I went to Houston. I went to Bard and I said just something like, what's my calendar look like? It told me my flight. It told me the weather. It told me the hotel I was staying at was a safe area and gave me recommendations for food.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I was just reading the most recent updates from Bard, and it looks like what they've been focused on since their last update in July, or at least their last published update, was better integration of Bard with the core Google products.
Yeah.
Like Gmail, Docs, Drive, things like that. But also they're leaning into the assistant and its ability to translate in real time. Mm-hmm. They're now promoting Bard can basically work side by side with the assistant in 40 languages.
That's the
So-
thing. We've got to see a connection between the assistant and Bard. We're this close. Because the assistant knows a lot about you, right? And Bard knows a lot about everything.
Yep.
How do we start to manage and get those two things together? You got me, Google. I'm there. They also came out with something called Notebook LLM, large language model, where it connects. You can put sources, typically Google Drive documents, so Google Docs. You can connect 10 sources, and it will scrape the information. Not scrape, that's the wrong word. It will look at the information and then provide you. You can query it. Boombox, I'll show you after the show because it's pretty slick. Because I put something out there, it is sick and it works. So it's a large language model fine-tuned to your Google Docs. So if you need to reference something, hey, I need to know this thing. What did I say here? It will find it and then reference it. And it's your stuff.
Imagine what that's going to do for people in research fields or pursuing doctorates or writing dissertations that they've been working on for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's the ability to search and find that data even faster than you already can today with the Google Suite or any other platform of your choosing for managing data. That will be a game changer.
We're real close. Because right now you can connect Bard to your Google Apps and it will query your stuff. You don't have to go to 50 different places. You go to Bard and Bard will deliver it for you, then tell you where it's at. And again, you can see that Google is really all in on the AI stuff, soup to nuts. You can see it in their phones. You can see it in their watches. You can see it in their headphones, spatial audio. A lot of other companies are doing the same thing too, but you can see it with Google, the iterations that are happening in front of our very eyes. And now I can edit and do magic erase on audio, video, and photos. Okay. I'm now beginning to wonder what is actually a photo anymore, but that's here nor there. We're close. We're real close.
Wow.
Just blew your mind, didn't I? Does that tickle a wiggle or an itch or whatever?
Minds right now.
That Teletubbied. I don't even know, man.
I'm gonna tell you that Barney got barned. Nope, that didn't work. Now it's not all sunshine and rainbows because Google is yet again doing what Google does best.
Scraping
Google
your
is
data.
Besides that, they always scrape your data. Google is axing yet again another thing that now Stats is on one tonight about this. He's upset. He's very upset about this. YouTube is axing its ad-free Premium Lite subscription plan. YouTube's Premium Lite offers no ads and background playing for less than its full premium tier, but now it is going away. It will no longer be offered after October 25th. I don't know why you're upset, because isn't this just in Europe?
I'm not upset about that one.
All right. Which one are you upset about?
Well, I'm upset about the podcast thing, but we'll get to that in a second. But
Okay.
I guess this is more of a general dislike with what Google does is they roll out a product, they perfect it, they get a lot of people on it, and then they either cut it or they raise the price, which is effectively what they're doing by getting rid of Premier Lite. I don't have a problem with the YouTube one because I'm full YouTube Premium anyway, grandfathered and everything. I don't know what I would do without YouTube videos in my day-to-day life.
Fair.
But you know, it's something that we have talked about and complained about over the years with Google is they roll out something that we feel is awesome. We buy into it, we use it, we get used to it, and then it just dies. So I understand they're a business. I understand they have reasons behind doing things like this, but it's just kind of frustrating that at least once a year, Google kills something that people use every single day.
I would be interested to know the numbers behind the podcasting one, like genuinely interested. And the reason why I bring that up is because, well, first of all, I consume a lot of podcasts, but I consume it on YouTube, the app. Like, so most of the podcasts that I listen to are on actually YouTube. So like the Kelsey brothers being one, Pat McAfee being another one, a lot of the tech channels do all of their stuff literally on YouTube. So for me, it's just there. Two bears, one cave is another perfect example. So I just go, and because I have YouTube Premium, I just throw it on. I have it playing in the background, and I don't think anything about it. I would be interested to know the data behind the reasoning, and I would bet you it's probably because of people like me.
Well, yeah. I mean, Google, they've been quietly and loudly talking about this. They're trying to push all of their content, their disparate content platforms into the YouTube verse for several years now. I mean, we had Google Music, then it became YouTube Music. We had several different versions of YouTube. There was YouTube Red, there was Premium Light, there was everything. And everything from a content consuming is going to be YouTube branded and based at some point in the future. It was just, it's the same visceral reaction you have when anything that you enjoy and use changes. It's like, well, crap, why are they doing that? But again, they're going to move all the podcasts over to the standard YouTube, and I'll find them and I'll subscribe to them again and I'll be fine. But it's that repetition of, oh, there's this great thing, and now they're taking it away from me. So, momentary anger changes absolutely nothing about my life.
So early in the show, and Pixelpia has been here the whole time, I asked the show, hey, type something that you want me to put into my AI voice. So she had made the comment that the Google Pixel Fold made me do it. This is generated AI, my professional voice from 11 Labs. This is what it sounds like.
The Google Fold made me do it.
I mean, it sounds like me.
I think we need a longer phrase.
I think we need a longer
Let's
phrase.
hit me with a longer phrase. Somebody hit me with a longer phrase. What do we got? What do you want me to do? I will pull up one of the articles that we...
Can we give it a Rutherford B. Hayes quote?
Ooh, there we go.
B. Hayes quote.
Did he make any that were noteworthy?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
The bold enterprises are the successful ones, according to this.
Take counsel of hopes rather than of fears to win in this business.
Hold on, I got one.
Wars will remain while human nature remains. I believe in my soul in cooperation and arbitration, but the soldier's occupation we cannot say is gone until human nature is gone.
All right, so I'm going to... Here we go. Here we go.
He said some amazing things.
Did he, though? Did he?
Some amazing things have been attributed to him.
There we go.
Yeah, he said... All right, what do you got?
Here we go.
Peach?
Ready?
The bold enterprises are the successful ones. Take counsel of hopes rather than of fears to win in this business.
See, there's some inflection there. There we go.
There is some inflection
All right.
there.
Well, and the
All right.
one
That's got October 4th written all over it.
Yeah, the one that he played for me before the show,
Not safe for work.
not safe for work, but it does sound a lot more because it was a sentence that he wrote himself, and then the language model, the AI, was reading it in his voice that he provided. So
Here's what I would say about the professional voice from 11 Labs. It sounds like me. So at face value, if you don't know me, it sounds like me. So the actual way that it sounds is like me. The articulation and the enunciation is not the same. And I think that's where the AI model is always going to struggle, at least for the while, is the nuancedness, the dumb things like that a person says, it's just not going to be able to replicate.
or when you type the wrong word and it says the wrong word in the middle
It definitely
of a
does
sentence.
that. It will type whatever you say.
That is perfectly.
So if you say the wrong word via type or a text like I did, it will say the word. It will make absolutely no sense, but it'll say the word. It'll do it. All right, boys. Closing it at an hour. We're going to come back next week. 7 days from now, we are going to talk about the Pixel 8 in all of its glory. And if every wiggle's been tickled, Every itch has been scratched. Boombox, where can they find you?
At Scooty.
What?
At Scooty BoomBox. Across the World Wide Web. At Tony Tape Deck. Whatever.
Oh,
that's
boy.
fantastic.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't deserve to tell you where I am. Just continue on without me.
Stats, where can they find you?
I am at Helix Heinlein on the once and forever tweet machine. I am at Country Smith on all the other platforms.
I am at Scott Peachy on Twitter. At the Scott Peachy pretty much everywhere else. Tony Montana. Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy? Question mark? All right, y'all. We'll see you in 7 days. October 4th. Big day. Huge day in history. Until then, we'll see you then.
There might be cake.
Might be cake. You never know. All right, bye.